Hey guys, so today is a quick review and swatch video of the Huda Mercury Retrograde palette. This palette retails for $67 and I got mine at Sephora at a discount with the Rouge sale. I will say that the packaging is very nicely made, plastic. It's got this translucent overlay that has a little bit of shine and color shift through it. Huda's actual eye look that's on this palette is very pretty, although I would personally prefer if the packaging wasn't her face but was of artwork or something else, but it is very pretty. That's just a personal preference. And I think that the translucent purple shined plastic looks very sleek and pretty. And when you open up the palette, you have a very usable full-size mirror as well as 18 square panned eyeshadows. On the back of the palette, you have some information about what it is. It has 18 eyeshadows in 4 ready-to-layer textures, 9 buttery mattes, 6 high shine creamy metallics, 1 glitter powder, 2 sheer multi-reflective shadows. The other information on here is just suggestions on how to layer the shadows. And on the back here, it says it has a 24-month shelf life. The palette was made in Italy and it says that it has a net weight of 16.1 grams, 0.56 ounces. I really love that we have 9 mattes in here and 9 textures, and with the textures there are a variety of finishes including glitter, sheer buildable toppers, metallics, and satin sheeny beauties. We have the marbled effect that kind of has these different flakes of color and shine, and we've got sort of pressed glitter that can be dampened to create a full shiny finish. We've got these more soft satin types of colors and duochrome pigments with beautiful shifts to them. Lovely, lovely. And the mattes themselves have a variety as well. We've got some beautiful, vivid, bright colors. These ones here are stunning with lots of dimension to them depending on how much you build them up. And we have some beautiful muted neutrals that have unique undertones. Everything about this palette is just beautifully curated, and if you like the colors, then I would say definitely check this out. The packaging is beautiful. I have nothing bad to say. The matte shades are a bit powdery, dry, powdery, kick up, a little bit of fallout, that type of vibe, but they're also very easy to blend and seamless and very pigmented. Now with the glitters, I do find that sometimes I get some fallout, especially if I am not using a sponge tip applicator or a finger, but am choosing to use a brush. I will definitely get a whole bunch of glitter all up on my cheeks. That's pretty much depends on user choices. You can even see in this palette that I have glitter fall out into these matte shades from some of these top glitter shades. It's just a slightly messier formula without being hard to use or difficult to clean up. I did have a little Instagram conversation with somebody who said that they found that in all of their Huda palettes they've tried, the shimmers hard pan on them. I'm not quite sure why that's happening, but she did confirm that she's seen that in other reviews. So keep that in mind. I do have 6 of the Huda Beauty palettes, 3 minis, and now this is my 3rd large palette. And I've never had that issue, but it's just something to think about if you really are concerned. I wanted to mention that. But all in all, I'm very happy with this purchase, and I've used it 6 times now, so for 6 different looks, and every single one of the looks was easy breezy. Loved it. I used it for simple, basic matte looks. I used it for a bright, colorful matte look. I used it for a winged liner, shimmery, amazing, beautiful look, and I used it I've used every single one of these shades, and I really don't have anything negative to say. I will say that some of these colors can be trickier to pick up with your traditional natural bristle hair brush, and they're more meant to be placed on with your fingertips or a sponge tip applicator. That's pretty standard, and Huda actually sells a sponge tip applicator, a brush set that goes with this palette if you're interested. But even using my regular brushes, I really didn't have any issues. Like today I used this color with a regular brush. It's really not that big of a deal, just depends on what type of finish you're looking for. I did use this palette solely when I went to Puerto Rico for my trip, and for every single day I did a look with this and tested the longevity. I would do my makeup really early in the morning. I was getting up really early because of the medication I'm on, and I would be out until really late hanging out with my family in the heat at the beach doing all this active stuff where I was sweating and sweating and sweating, and I never saw any fading or movement. I actually sent videos to a couple of my friends at the end of the night, like 17 hours of wear, how does my makeup look? Still flawless. I never once had to touch up anything, never once saw exorbitant creasing or any creasing for that matter, and all I used underneath as my base during that trip was my Makeup Forever Eye and Lip Primer, and everything stayed put through the heat, the humidity, and the activity. So I really am enjoying this. It is slightly pricey at the $67, so I recommend trying to get it at a discount in one of the various sales that goes on. For 18 fabulous, in my opinion, unique, fun, and wearable colors, it's hard to say no. It's become one of my favorites. So I hope that you enjoyed this little review, and if you would like to see some swatches, then just keep on watching. I'm going to swatch in Natural Daylight and on top of eyeshadow primer as a base. I'm going to do all of those shimmers first and then the mattes, so you can see how those compare. And for each shimmer, I'll start with a sponge tip applicator because Huda sells that in her little Mercury brush set, and the Esom W21 flat shader brush, as well as do a finger swatch of each, and you can see how they perform differently per application technique. In a minute here you'll see me swatch all the mattes, and for the matte shades I will use my G27 Esom brush because I like how that swatches matte shades, and finger, with no sponge tip applicator swatches for the mattes because, you know.
10 seconds. Stabilizing. Hibernation activated. All the things we do for dreams. All of the things I do for me. I know the world is saying nobody wants to do it for dreams.
could just walk right out the door. Don't wanna do this anymore. Now I'm lost without you. You drive me crazy out my mind. How'd you do this every time? Now I'm lost without you. Used to be the one I talk to when I'm sad. Can't you see now tainted love is all we have? Our issues run so deep. Now when I try to sleep I feel so bad. I should leave, and by the time it's done I'll be
Okay, so I hope that you enjoyed this review. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comment section down below. Definitely consider subscribing if you'd like more content like this one and to join the CakeFace family. I will catch you in my next one. Bye, guys.